Hey guys, Scarheart here, giving you behind the scenes look at my latest movie, Johnny Thunder and Vishnu's Hidden Temple. Let's go! Okay, quick fact that has been driving me nuts since I started this project I need to get off my chest. It's not actually called the Jewel of Vishnu! I just did not know how to pronounce the real name, let alone how to tell my voice actors how to pronounce it. So I just adopted the name. The real name is on your screen now. Okay, I feel better. This movie started when I was at Brick World. They do have vendors there that sell various Lego bits, oftentimes minifig parts in fact. And I found Bob Blue's minifig, which I was hoping to find anyway for another project, which unfortunately did not pull through, but nonetheless I now have the minifig and I was able to decide to do something that takes place in India. And so I started doing some research and I eventually found the legend. Legend here being that the jewel was brought from the Sea of Milk during a time where the gods had lost their immortality. And Vishnu's second avatar, I believe, the tortoise, came down and stirred the Sea of Milk and brought up various artifacts that would help the gods, one of them being the jewel that Vishnu now wears on his neck. So that's the story. And then I was talking to a friend of mine later on who told me that he wanted to learn a little bit more about Roy. And to be honest, I did have a background story for Roy anyway. But I didn't think I was ever going to use it because Roy, I mostly just have in case there's something that needs to be known that the other three aren't going to know. For example, in the Halloween special, he knew what was going on in the house and the other three didn't. So, but I did have a backstory for him, and when I told him, this friend that, he said, well, can you put it in a video? So I decided to switch around a few characters, and after a few attempts, eventually came up with Johnny, Bablu, and Roy going after the Jewel of Vishnu. So that's where the story came from. Research here was mostly done with India and Hindu mythology. There was mostly within one thing that I really had to be careful about with India is I normally put things in Johnny's left hand. I've always seen him as left-handed because of how he wears his hat. I've been told that by the way he wears his hat kind of shows if he's left-handed or right-handed. I'm not going to quote, I'm definitely not the expert though, so if I have it mixed up, please correct me. But I always had to watch myself because in India, you gotta do things with your right hand because your left hand is considered your dirty hand because it's what you use when you're using the restroom. So that was the biggest challenge there. And then the other challenge was just finding a legend, period. Because one thing I quickly learned is that Hindu belief is mostly beliefs and ideals. There were very few actual legends that I could find. And maybe I was just looking in all the wrong places. Again, I am certainly not an expert. This is my first time ever going deep into Hindu belief. And yeah, the only other problem that I really had to be careful of was the same problem that I had when I did Golden Lotus, being that Hinduism is still believed in today. It's still a living religion compared to Greek mythology, which I suspect very few, if any, people still believe that. So if a treasure is found, it's not really Johnny's place to keep it. It belongs to the right people. So I ended up unfortunately having to go off of a little bit off of Indiana Jones, which I hate doing. I hope I added enough of a difference between the two to have corrected that. I think that's about it. So, hope to see you in my next big movie, Johnny Thunder and the Isle of Apples. Till then, stay strong, do your best, be yourself, and hang on tight. Things are always better in the end, and if they aren't better, it's not the end. Later!